Bedtime should have been a happy memory for a tired child. For me, it was no different from a nightmare. Although some children complain about getting into bed without being able to watch TV or play games, the night was completely a nightmare for me. It's still in the corner of my mind. As someone who has studied physics, I can't explain exactly what happened to me, but I can say that I feel exactly the fear. That was the biggest fear I've ever felt, really in my life. Nothing can be equal to this. Now I will tell you as much as I can. I can't remember exactly when it started, but I think my anxiety about falling asleep started when I had my own room. I was 8 years old at the time, and by that time, I was sharing my room with my older brother. Since he was 5 years older than me, he wanted his own room, and I was given a room at the back of the house. It was a small, narrow room. There was just enough room in the room for a bed and a few small drawers. That's all. I wasn't complaining because, even at that age, I knew we didn't have a spacious house. My parents loved me, and I was having a beautiful childhood. My brother was given a new bed. I was sleeping in the bunk bed we used to share. Although I was a little afraid to sleep on my own, the idea of sleeping in the top bunk was exciting to me. From the very first night, a strange uneasiness was creeping from the back of my memory. I straightened up in bed and looked at my toys scattered on the green carpet below. While looking at my toys downstairs, my eyes slipped to the bunk below. It was like something was trying to escape my sight. When I realized that there was nothing in the lower bunk, I pulled my duvet over me and slept in the safety of the TV, watched by my father from below. When you wake up from a deep sleep to something moving, it takes a few seconds for you to understand what it is. When the fog of sleep lifts, everything becomes light. Something was moving. That evening, my friend Ellen and I decided to watch a documentary. My cousin had a huge box of old documentaries from his deceased great-grandfather. We started digging through the box, but we couldn't find an interesting documentary. The last time the box was empty, my hand touched a height on the right side of the cardboard box. It looked like something was stuck between two cartons on the right side of the box. December. I tore open the box and looked at the height. It was a CD box. On it was written, "The Life of the Dead, an ordinary documentary." My friend was surprised, because according to him, he knew this huge archive like its name and had never seen such a documentary before. We were both going to watch this strange documentary for the first time. I opened the box. A black CD came out of it with a black front. We went in front of the TV. Ellen had turned on the CD player and was asking me to insert the CD. And I was undecided about it because I was afraid to be afraid. It was a very strange feeling to be afraid of being afraid. It's even very difficult to explain. At that time, Ellen snatched the CD from my hand and placed it on the device. "You're not afraid of this stupid thing, are you?" He was a brave man, but I know very well that too much courage is not good. The documentary has started. When we looked at the duration, we were surprised. It was a short documentary of 3 minutes. Maybe the rest of it was broken. We would have to wait to find out. Ellen pressed the play key on the remote, and the documentary began. As I expected, it was a scary documentary. Ellen was just staring at the screen. Graves, bodies were passing by on the screen in the form of photos. My heart would break out. Even Ellen's courage was not enough. 30. In the second, Ellen took the remote control in her hand to turn it off, just as a voice began to speak. "The dead are not dead as you think. When they die, they continue their existence in other dimensions of life. A dead person can talk to you if he wants to." It was really ridiculous. Ellen, who will have endured this nonsense, hung up. It was a disgusting documentary. I'm going to the bathroom. I was alone in the room when Ellen went to the bathroom. My eyes slipped to the clock. It was past 8:20 p.m. Although minutes passed, Ellen did not return from the bathroom. I got curious and went after him. And when I went into the bathroom, Ellen was just lying on the floor. There was no wound, no blood. I was shocked. I touched Ellen in fear. It was as cold as an ice tank. I checked his pulse. He wasn't throwing. I was so scared. I called the ambulance and asked for help. They put Ellen in the ambulance and me with her. A short time later, I was crying on Ellen's head with a white veil on in the hospital. At this time, the specialist who examined the body came to me and started talking. "When did you find this body? This person has been dead for at least 3 days." That's when that disgusting sound echoed in my brain. "One dead. If he wants to, he can talk to you."